Hello, and welcome to my playground. This is the Mad Chemist Church, McGurch, depending on where you know me from, and welcome to Madman Review. Today we're going to be taking a look at a decent, fun game that's in early access called Zompiercer. Now, as you can take from... I don't know why that autosave is there. Let's do this one here. As you can take from the name zombie, piercer, piercing, some sort of thing that pierces. So you would say something piercing zombies. In a sense, you could say correct, but it's more of a play on the fact that you have a train. As you can see, where I'm at, there's an NPC there. This is where I stopped, because this is technically, as an early access, this is as far as the game goes. These gates open, say open, broken, so it prevents you from going in forward. You could I could park in there, gives you access. So if you were to do like a second story, like I have everything built here to start working on the second story, but I don't have the materials because this is one of those games where materials are pretty hard to come by. There are options in the settings that you can adjust stuff to make it so that you could kind of go into like a creative mode and build things, but I like to play games the baseline, the vanilla first, and then on a second playthrough adjust the settings, like especially when they offer server settings, like this game offers server settings. But you come in and you go into a building menu, you pick what you want out of walls, interior, doors, roofs, windows, stairs, electrical devices, furniture, decoration, defenses, miscellaneous, these upgrades to like armor your train, and then different upgrades to armor. Like I have this set up. I have the battering ram, as you already saw. I have the rails and the guardrails and the engine rails, turbine armor, and that's all to in case there's like zombies on the track and you run through them, their parts go flying. This is your train, gives you your timer, all of your stuff. Go forward, honk the horn to get zombies to attack you. Your first kind of workbench, your bestiary. I think there's one zombie out there I haven't fought yet, but everything else I've fought, including the little nod back to before they did a visual update. There's one other zombie out there I haven't gotten. Oh, I swore I fought one of those, but I guess it didn't count. Interesting. There's different collectibles, different things you can get to change the background music. There's notes and keys that are just kind of key items. I did not actually beat this section. There's also lights. Horn. I think there's also another engine. Where's the other light? The spotlight. How you can control thrust. All the different things. Your dossier. That's it. That's a different thing. And then you have two train cars. These train cars, you can go one up, which I have the structure frame. Like I said, I have the structure frame right there for it. I have the side armor here. If I go through this, I have the side armor, I have the structure frame, I have the battering ram, which it looks like at some point in time there's a winch here, so that you might get like in the future there might be some sort of like grappling hook mechanic. So I have all my armor here. I haven't experienced any raids. I think at one point in time there were raids on the train, but it didn't seem like in my playthrough that I had raids. You can get up top here. Here's the armor to protect it, because if you battering ram through zombies, like, they explode, and they can cause damage to you, they can cause damage to your train. But it didn't seem like there was too much of that, like, altogether. So you can come through here, close my door. It seemed like the best way to, like, take care of zombies was to sit here at the top where they couldn't get you and just smack them until you killed them all. You can get armored. Like, I've spent a good amount of resources building this front cabin just on the off chance. And then I put some resources into the back, even threw a door on here, just in case something happens. I went through and I got a lot of the basic... I'm gonna have to walk back up there. The basic defense is done. I didn't really put a roof on it. And then you see it's hollow because I put armor on it, and I have not built the armor yet. Pull out, like, the wrench, and it tells you how much at the bottom it'll take of what material to fix it or put it. And then the hammer, this is also for building. It also tells you, like, what tool. Like, oh, this is the wrong tool. These are storage racks for, like, you can put barrels in there. You could put these gasoline canisters because your train runs off of diesel. And this is your fuel tank. So far there only seems to be like one big major spot where you fuel up at. And charcoal, obviously make charcoal. This is where you would make your casings, your ingots, your glass, your bullets. Make wood planks. Obviously bed to pass time and to recover. If you notice, I have a green health bar, a green stamina bar on the left. Then you have a food, water, and sleep above the hot bar, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You eventually do get a dog that you can pick up and move around because the dog can only follow you on the ground. So to get it back up on the train, you gotta pick it up, put it down on the ground, or pick it up, put it back on the train. So what the dog can do is, with the dog you can upgrade it. So you can get these little modules that you can see. I have the highest tier, and I have like bag capacity increase, I have movement increase, I have a headshot modifier. I have the headshot modifier on there because I have this open turret area, and I'm gonna put a turret on there, but I don't have the right materials to make that turret yet. And then I haven't made this one yet because I'm kind of in the deciding phase. So I have 2 bags on here for storage because there is a lot of stuff. It's heavy, as you can see. Backpack, my weight limit is 92 kilograms. This guy can carry, if I look at it, this bag alone can hold 120. If I look over this bag, 120. That's a total of 240 that this guy can carry. And that's because I have 2 bags on him, plus this one. Now, I could take this guy off and put 2 more bags on there and max it out. But what I also have is this is a medical lamp. So there's 2 turrets. There's a lamp turret and a medical turret. The lamp, and then you can put them together and make it an all-in-one. So if you have the resources, I spent a lot of resources on that, got this turret, so now I can turn this light on and I don't have to use a light. And then if I need hit point, like if I'm fighting out there and I need hit points, this, you click on it, and then I believe it has like a couple minutes recharge, but it full heals you. Storage, so far this is like the best storage I've found. These have 240 kilograms worth. This shows you you can repair items. They require your repair kit basics. They're expensive to make, so it's not something that you just kind of want to frivolously throw out there, because sometimes some of these items, like the guns, you want to repair because so far you can only find 1 of each gun and each like melee weapon, but you can make other ones like this modified baseball bat. I can just make it so if it breaks, do I want to spend the materials to make a repair kit and repair it, or do I want to just toss it and make a new one? But there's repair kits, there's like modifiers for different equipment, there's different weapons, handguns, rifles, scopes that go to different things, all modifiable. There's an axe and a shovel. There's additional packages to increase your carrying capacity. There's a sleeping bag so that you can sleep anywhere. There's a bow, scrap flashlight. So there's also flashlights for like handheld stuff. Or eventually, once you get a helmet, you can attach, or a certain helmet, you can attach it. But then there's stuff like, there's not a whole variety of items in this game, but there's the basics like cloth, plastic. Yeah, plastic basically, scrap polymer. Leather, brass, your ingots, sand, glass, computer components, electrical parts from engines, mechanical parts, your different kinds of ammunition, gunpowder, arrows, grenades. So this is about your choice in food. There's, like I said, this game is still in early access and it doesn't have a lot to it. The guy, I believe it's like a one dude doing this whole thing. So there's not a lot to it, but it's a fun game just to kill time, just to have some fun. I believe it's only single player at the moment, but if I remember reading correctly, he eventually wants to make it multiplayer. So this is actually a game that I'd love to get a couple friends on, like 2 or 3 different people on, and just go out and just have some fun wrecking havoc. But you can grow stuff like potatoes. That's about the only thing I found that I could grow. And then if you make a cooking station, you could cook. I'm a hunter-gatherer. I go out, I kill things, I bring stuff back. I'm not the cooking, I'm not the builder. That's why you can see everything's kind of shabby, everything's kind of everywhere in pretty much all my games. I just have shit everywhere, kind of like where I need things to be of value, of importance, rather than design. Like, I just have like your basic, this is my metal working bench, this is my carpentry bench. I made these roofs so that they collect all of these roofs I could connect a water tank to, because you have to put a specific roof down. When it rains, that roof it'll like gutters, and the gutters will filter water into this tank. Then you take the dirty water, you cook it at the cooking station, and voila, you'll get this metal, wood, medical stuff, obviously for healing, and it'll give you the bottle of water. You take some of the plastic scrap, you get bottles of water. So you can see, just me playing, I've stockpiled and kind of looting everything, mostly everything, like 99.9% of everything. I have 103 bottles of water and I'm not hurting. But yeah, you would take the bottle of water or some plastic, get it, put it in the cooking station, bam, wham bam, you got clean water. Other things you can build, yeah, you can make like a filtered water bottle out of this material, bottle of dirty water, charcoal, blah blah, and it filters it out, makes good stuff. Bandages for healing, different items you can craft. A lot of this other, are they not? A lot of this is stuff I found, like recipes for, like the carpets. I don't remember if the carpets I found recipes for. But these are kind of like your mid-tier armors, your basic armor, basic armors, basic boots. All of this is your engineering workbench. This is where you make the higher quality stuff, like the quality hammer, the quality wrench, quality axe, the repair kit, other parts to make other things, the compressor, storage bags for the dog, robot, the turrets, like the headshot. So I'm thinking that final thing, I'm gonna do the turret turn, just because of how slow I've seen the turrets move. I'm thinking I might do that instead of shooting accuracy, and I might also do the turn because the one thing is I want to make the turret the flamethrower turret on the dog. So if I put the flamethrower turret on the dog, I don't need the shooting accuracy because it's a flamethrower. You know, AoE versus on hit. But this is also where you make the turrets, like I said, turret lamp, turret medical together. They plus some parts, they make the turret. But you can also make a crossbow, pistol, double barrel, a normal shotgun, an AK, obviously an AK-7, but it's trademark, so of course they call it AKM, flamethrower. I don't have a flamethrower. Let's see, there's the hunting rifle, the Gluck, the Volter, the revolver. Obviously, anybody who knows guns knows what that is. The C191, double sawed-off shotgun, AKM. I believe I have the pump. Yeah, I have the pump action, which I've put a barrel on, or an attachment on, which I'll get to in here in a second. That's the engineering workbench. This is the ammunition workbench. Obviously, you can make dynamite, throw, light, throw, boom. Self-explanatory. This is the carpentry workbench, like I said. So, as you can see, this takes a mechanical part, which are pretty, like, I'm running low on. So, and one this and one this. One metal scrap, one plastic scrap, one mechanical part. Mechanical parts I had a bunch of, and then they all vanished because I started building things. Now mechanical parts are getting hard to find. Or, if I wanted to, instead of repairing the baseball bat, it's 2 wood, 1 cloth, the bat, and then 1 scrap of metal. And I got this bat back. Scrap knife, arrows, scrap bolts for the crossbow, longbow, step ladder, wood bed, just kind of all these different things. This is also where you make stuff like the electric oven, the kitchen stuff, like all this stuff I haven't made. Like I could make it because the electric stove and the electric oven is where you would take like the potatoes and the cans of food and tuna and stuff, and you'd make actual meals, which fill you more. Which can fill your both food and water. Some can fill your energy. Like there's a handful of different meals you can make with the potatoes, but as again, I just take the basic stuff and I run with it because of the fact that, yeah, that's how you also use the. Because I really haven't had the materials to make like a house or a setup like a house. Hammer, shovels, your reinforced bow, reinforce the motor, the football helmet, scrap light, parts, more parts for things. You can make a refrigerator. Food doesn't spoil, so unless like the actual cooked food spoils, I don't know what this refrigerator's for. It just says looks rough, but will keep your food fresh. None of my food spoils, so. And then like more decoration stuffs, waste bin, metal shower. There's some stuff in here that I'd like to build just to kind of see. And then like storage shelves like these act as lockers where you can put stuff on them to hold them. They're very limited space wise, whereas this kind of just holds weight. There's still some stuff I'd like to build just to check out to see if it has any function or purpose right now. Like this modern iron fireplace, I don't think it has a purpose. These, I believe it says you can place an item directly on the shelf. Ideal for making a feeling of an atmosphere. You don't really need to poop, so okay, I guess you could make yourself like a bathroom, because I have it set up so that I can build a second story. Like I can build a second story up there. I have the basing for it. I just don't have the materials for it. And that's all the stuff, like I'd put all the cooking and kitchen stuff, I'd put it all up on the second story and leave all this as my basic crafting. But that's enough of that. Backpack, obviously, 92. Let's go to my gear. So the gear, like you can see, I need to repair some of it, but I don't, as far as I'm aware, I have some of the best gear possible. I'm level 18. You also get points for perks. This is where you can also see percentages of stuff up here, the top of here. Every time you level, you get a point. Obviously, I've just been shoving everything into strength because of the fact that if you highlight it, you can see each level increases your carrying weight by 5%, melee damage, flight speed, and bow damage by 5%, and reduces weapon recoil. I carry a lot of shit. This is a game to carry shit. I have my boots. These are the police gear. This is all endgame stuff. The police gear, police vest, police helmet, police knee pads. These boots are, I forget what they are. They're like heavy boots. This is the second best backpack in the game. It's the military one, and then a gas mask. There are creatures that spew out gas, and there are certain areas that are kind of toxic that you need the gas masks for. As you can see, I need to repair these eventually. These will break, and I will need to repair them. In this final area... Oh wait, modify. That's another thing real quick. If you hold it over, you can see the little menu at the bottom left will actually tell you, like, I can go to fists, I can do flashlight, I can move a stack, blah, blah, blah. But if I look at an item and I take it out of my inventory, it tells me everything. Police helmet, damage reduction, 10%, durability, well, the description, modify, press Q. And then I found an actual flashlight, not a scrap flashlight. Stamina cost 2, durability, brightness, can be mounted on a helmet. So if I had this in my inventory, I'd press Q, take this, put that in there. Cool thing is, if I had that flashlight in my hotbar, and then I look over it and I press Q again. If I had that flashlight in my hotbar, it'd lose durability, but since I have it on my helmet, it seems like it doesn't lose durability. So I don't know if that's a bug or if that's intentional. So let's go back. I have 9 out of 92 because that's my gear. Now if I look at, say, my shotgun here, press Q, I have the shotgun compensator. Negative 50% recoil, negative 50% stamina. So I lose 50% less stamina while shooting, and I have 50% less stamina or recoil when I shoot. If we look, it takes 20 down to 10. And I forget what the recoil is on this. But I've stacked it so that I have 50% less recoil on this, and if I go to G, I also have another 17 points, so 17 times 5. So I've got full, like, almost, I don't know if there's a cap, but I have pretty much like over 100% recoil reduction. I don't know if there's a cap to it. So a lot of things you can find, and you can just search through. Like, I'm in a safe area. This is basically a place, this is the end currently. I'm in a safe area, so I don't have to worry about zombies. I can do whatever I want. I can look around. Ooh, I can find human beings. I can find some mechanical parts. I can come around here, collect everything. So I take my wrench. Now these barrels, one of two things can happen. I can disassemble it for 2 parts, or I can pick it up, which greatly slows you down. So picking stuff up, and there's blue barrels, which can be used to turn into scrap, and I believe they can hold water, so you can hold spare water. Or if you have these side compartments here, I could open it. Oh, this is canister storage. Wrong one. Canister storage. Where are you? Or I could pick this guy up, or I could pick an explosive barrel up, and I could R to put it in. Now, I desperately need the metal scrap. Oops. So, I'm going to take that. And what's really nice is that since this is the high quality wrench, adjustable wrench, it takes 2, maybe 3 hits, and I get the scrap. Whereas the other one, yeah, it takes 2. Whereas the other ones take like 5 or 6 or 10, depending on what level it is. But yeah, I can go through, loot all this stuff, as you can see. This is one of those looter survival games. I haven't 100% gone through this area yet and looted everything. Obviously, as you can see. But this area is decently big. And I kind of wanted to save some stuff so that I could show it in a review. Whereas normally I would have just ran through all this, I would have collected everything, and I would have just kept going. Now, one of the whole reasons I didn't do that is because this game, once you complete it, as this is in, as I said before, this is in early access. Once you've completed it, it gives you the option to essentially start a New Game Plus. In the New Game Plus, you basically replay through the game with your train as is, everything you have in your train, and you will restart with key items. This is a way that you could get, i.e., multiple guns. Multiple of each gun, because technically, you can only get one of each gun, and you can only get like one of this combat knife. The only thing you can like remake is like this bat, the scrap knife, and the bow. If you lose those, oh well, you just make a new one, you move on. You can also search trash cans, open up doors. Very basic, simple kind of design on all these, pretty much on any house or anything through the game. But apparently he updated the, or he or she, I don't know who it is that made this game, but apparently they updated the graphics a while back, so everything looks pretty neat and up to date and a little bit less cartoonishy. So normally if you were out collecting things like this, you could open and find stuff in, like that kitchen, there would have been a bunch of stuff that I could have opened, but it looks like this is all set up so that you can't steal anything or you can't loot because you're in like a main city. These NPCs, you are the first NPCs pretty much you find in the game, is right here at the end. And they have quests. I haven't done the quests, as I've explained. I didn't do any of these quests because of the fact that once I do the quests and I end it, it's going to throw me into a menu and be like, hey, the game's done. Do you want to start a New Game Plus? Or do you want to continue in, do you want to just do nothing and stay here and do nothing? Because you can't go back to previous areas. I guess you could go back. The train does reverse, but zombies don't respawn and materials don't respawn. So there's practically no real reason to go back. So let's open the gate here. So now we've shown kind of around the end area, the current end area. I'll show here's the zombies. Now, as anything, I see zombies on the ground. I don't trust that they're dead. So here you have different kinds. You have like the firefighter that shoots fire, the normal zombie, the SWAT zombie, the speed zombie, just normal zombie. These guys are like the pukers. There's another speed one. There's like a, so think of it kind of like a Left 4 Dead. There's like your normal guy, your speedy guy, your puker. There's like your tank, your SWAT guy, which is just heavily armored. Normal. Here's like your tank. There's one other guy, but I don't see him. But he's kind of like a boomer. He explodes. But you always got to be careful because even though they look dead, they might not be dead. Headshots, of course, work. So always remember, aim for the head. Explosive. Here's what I was saying. There's an explosive barrel. You can either pick it up and throw it at something and shoot it, and it goes boom. Parts. Or you can pick it up and put it on your. You can put it on your train and save it for later. This is a tree guy. These guys suck. I hate them entirely way too much because you can't dodge their attack. Awesome. And I didn't have to waste a bit of ammo on that. Nice. But these guys suck because you can most of the zombies you can dodge. You can like dodge their attacks, you can gauge where they're at. And he goes down. Head hits, usually one shot, most of them. Usually. But not always. And then you can see if I can get rid of this guy. You can also make zombies non-threatening by knocking off their limbs. Come on. I'm missing? I guess I was missing. There it goes. But yeah, you can knock off their limbs and then they can't do anything to you. They just follow you around, growling, and try to hit you. I heard... some people said... Like I said, didn't explode. Let's see if I can get this fast guy to come after me. There's the boomer there in the background. But pretty much just like that. You get a good headshot on him. Like a good headshot. And the hip... Oh, there's a dead survivor. Can't really loot him. That's kind of disappointing. I was hoping that if you found... Damn it. And then they can... Here's a tank. I really don't want to fight that tank. I'm going to let him do his thing because they can break down doors. But I'm going to take... Since I'm right here, I'm going to take advantage of the fact that I got a guy here. Hopefully... That will shoot him, maybe? No? Yes? No? Well, there was a guy up there. I guess he wanders from wall to wall. I really don't want to waste the ammunition because of the fact that this, like any other zombie game... Yep. Ah, damn it. Like any other zombie game, if I shoot, that was a headshot with a shotgun, I'ma get a whole bunch of zombies coming after me. I only have 6 shots too. So I shot, and now look, I've alerted the horde. And they're kind of going to go to the last place that you shot, so you could use it as a distraction. Here's the puker. Let's see if I can get the puker. That's the boomer. Obviously, if you understand Left 4 Dead, explodes. So normally this guy, if you were to hit him enough to do enough damage, he would explode. He'd do a crap ton of damage to you. He would put a debuff on you. But, that guy's head didn't explode either. I can also crouch, take out my knife, and I didn't get it. But if you have a knife on you, like a scrap knife or the combat knife, if you crouch... Oh, there's somebody on this door. It's like, what the hell's that noise? If you crouch up behind a zombie, and most zombies don't drop stuff, unfortunately, but... cupboards, found some ammunition and some cloth. That's the other unfortunate thing, is like zombies don't really drop stuff. It's actually pretty rare that you would actually get anything out of a zombie. I think a lot of the zombies that do drop stuff are like the big guys, and it's sometimes ammunition, sometimes bandages and stuff. So nothing too, like, oh my god. So if you're kind of down and out, you can kind of stealth around zombies and not bother killing them. But as the game goes, this is pretty much 90% of what you do throughout the entirety of the game until you get to this part. And like I said, zombies don't respawn. So if I was to have gone through here already and killed all these guys, I would just be running around like I've done in other games, where enemies don't respawn, or you get to the end and it goes into like a creative mode. Because there was a couple games that I did beat and it goes into a creative mode at the end, and then I'm trying to do the review and I'm like, look at this, you can do this, you can do this, trust me, bro. You can just click and eat things. Like my food, water, and sleep is getting down. Energy drink tells you what it does. I got the little symbol here on the left saying I'm low on sleep. I drank an energy drink, so I'm going to get stamina back. I am now faster stamina, so I get more stamina. When you drink water, it gives you more scrap, so kind of this, it gives you that renewable resource of like, if I drink water, I get stuff back. The only way to heal is through either painkillers, bandages, or med kits, and they kind of do a heal over X amount of heal over time. My water's full, my health, or not my health, my food's almost full, so I'm gonna eat another food. My food's now full. The only thing I'm lacking now is my sleep. That you can drink energy drinks, but they honestly don't do much of anything. When a zombie does drop something, it's like a little like suitcase bag thing on the ground. Out of all the ones that died, I don't see it. I was going to try to show you. L to turn on my flashlight. Not too bad. So, come back in here. So I'm going to go back to my train and kind of end this review here. There's survivors here. There's NPCs. Quest, like I said, but this is pretty much the game. Like, there's not much more to this as it stands because it's in early access. So I don't really have too much more to talk about or go through, like kind of walk through. Because these, I do say these are reviews, but these are kind of more walkthroughs. Because I do kind of tell you what I've done, and I show you what I've done, because when I watch a review, I don't really want to hear people just talk about, oh, I had so much fun with this game, you can blah 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 blah, but they don't really show you the blah 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 blah. They just kind of give you like a general overview of what happened, and I like to show people what I did, how it works, and so on and so forth. Like, the one thing I didn't touch was the dog. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to drop him. I'm going to activate him. So down here's your commands. I'm going to activate. I'm going to turn him into follow mode. And you can either optimal, so when you're detected, short, when they get close, or just no attack at all. Because as you can see, he does have health, and he does have battery. I don't know what the battery does. It doesn't seem to do anything, and I don't know how to recharge. Yeah. But you can kind of see now that he's activated, what he looks like. He's got the battery right there. I have one extra turret. You can kind of see how this works. It's getting dark, switch on my light, decent amount of light, and since I have the accelerator mod on there, it actually moves at a decent speed. Now if I run, like I just full out sprint, not too bad far behind me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn them off, activate, turn it to wait, pick them up. You cannot run while carrying. So that's a big thing. Very big thing to remember. I was hoping I could kill enough time till it got dark. So it's starting to get too long into this review as I try to keep these reviews shorter than normal. But since this is a bigger game, I would say bigger, but this is a game that has a lot of stuff. I try not. These do seem to go longer. So it's dark, so I can flip on some lights. So you can see, not bad. Flip this off. I will sleep. It is, according to this, it is 19:21. For those who don't know, that's 7 o'clock. I will sleep for 12 hours. This will put me at 7 o'clock in the morning, which means the sun should be up. Yeah, the sun should be up. And it took about a quarter of my water and a quarter of my food, completely refilled my energy, and voila! And then I can put all this stuff away. You take the scrap metal, the scrap brass, and you take it over there, and that's how you make the ingots. Just different stuff like that. But these are just different things. You can always make more containers and put them in. This is just kind of my quick, I need stuff to go. But that is it. Also, this is a game that doesn't have checkpoints or saves. It has like an autosave, but the autosaves suck. So save, and save frequently. Save a lot. But until next time, you be you, you stay you, and most importantly, adventure on.